Hi guys, it's Dr. Muyoka. Welcome to my channel. I want to say thank you so much for all the subscribers who really been supporting me, coming back to watch my videos and also sending me emails and just, leaving good comments, encouraging me. I'm very grateful. Thank you so much. I don't take it for granted at all. And I'm also welcoming the new people here who are just coming to check out the channel. Karibu sana. Please feel welcome. In today's video, I'm going to be kind of trying to pick up from the tail end of my last video where I was talking about the case numbers and how in the end I talked about prayer. I'm gonna emphasize on prayer today. So I understand that it's not everybody who may be interested in hearing about religion or prayer or things like that. And so if you decide to swipe away, I will not be offended at all, because I know that this message is it's really just for a certain maybe caliber of people or a certain individual. It may just be even just one person that needed to hear this. So for me, I don't mind, even if it's just one person who will benefit from this message, as long as they're hearing what God wants them to hear. That's what's important to me. So guys, I want to direct you to the book of Joshua chapter 6. It's the story about how the children of Israel conquered the city of Jericho. And for those who don't know, this has been written in the Christian Bible. I'm aware that some people, maybe they're not Christians and they may be listening to this. So this is a story that's written in the Christian Bible. So Joshua is the leader who took over Moses in leading the children of Israel to Canaan. Okay, so he was given instruction by God on how to conquer the city of Jericho. And the instruction was that they needed to march around the city of Jericho for 6 days with the priests and with the Ark of the Covenant. Okay, and they all they needed to do is go around the city. Jericho was a highly fortified city with very high walls, and it was that city where no one could enter or leave. And the reason why it was highly fortified is that they knew that the Israelites were a danger to them. So they built the city with really high walls where just to keep the threat from the Israelites, away. Yeah. And so this one time when God gives instruction to Joshua, he tells him that they will need to go around the city, that the city has already been given to them. And all they'll need to do is march around the city with the priests and the Ark of the Covenant, and the priests will be blowing trumpets, And on the seventh day, they will march around the city 7 times. When they first started, it was just marching around the city once, and then they go back to their camp. But on the 7th day, they were told to march 7 times. And on the 7th round that they were marching, that's when the priests were blowing the trumpets, then the people were commanded on that 7th round to shout. And then very loud, a loud shout. And when they shouted out loud, the walls of Jericho, the fortified walls of Jericho, came tumbling down. So if you want to read this story, you can go and check out the Bible in Joshua chapter 6. You'll see that. Now, that's the context of my presentation today, guys. There is some of you who have been living in an environment where you feel like it's a fortified city, and you are in it and you just do not know how you're going to get out of here. And maybe when you heard that you had been randomly selected for the green card, for the US green card, this became your ticket out. Yeah, it became your ticket out. Now you're thinking you are at the gate about to get out of this city of Jericho that is fortified. And there are people in different situations, unemployment, a bad marriage, just suffering that you have concluded this is not normal suffering. This is a spiritual kind of suffering. And for some of you, this has been going on for a very long time. It's been on for years, and you've been praying and wondering how you get out. And finally, when you had this news of your green card, you knew that this is finally the way out. So I'm here to speak and say that you need to keep prayerful, because even when you get randomly selected for the green card, guys, it's never automatic. Even when you have a good case number, it's still never automatic that you're going to move from point A to B. You're going to move from Africa to the United States. There's a lot that can happen in between, That's why, for me, I can tell you, during my time at home, I stayed prayerful, and I was very serious about this. I prayed a lot. And I also, there are things other than prayer that I did. Of course, I was going to fellowship a lot at church, but apart from that, I also tried to keep my plans under wraps. I've said this before in a previous video, maybe in a short. I'm going to repeat it here. For some of you, you're going to need to be quiet until the right time that the Lord allows you to speak about these plans of yours. You will not need to tell anybody. You just need to focus on what you're supposed to be doing, which is getting your support documents, getting your vaccination going, and praying. Praying like you've never prayed before. Some of you who have been in this fortified city, you are going to need to fast, guys. You're going to need to pray. You're going to need to fast. And you're going to need to stay quiet. You may be the kind of person who has been used to sharing your, good news with other people, your family and friends, but this is that moment when you're going to be quiet, prayerful. That's where you're going to be in this moment, because we're dealing with a very serious thing for some of you, not all of you. Some of you, this is a spiritual warfare. You need to make a break out of this Jericho city that you've been in for a long time. It's serious. So because of that, you need to exercise restraint in terms of who you tell about your business. That's what I can tell you. You need to exercise restraint and stay prayerful. And remember that it is God fighting for you. You're not fighting for yourself. Just remember that. I'm reminding you, and I emphasize that you read Joshua. When the children of Israel were going to fight, when they were going to march around the walls of Jericho, they were already told that Jericho had been given to them. Already, they had won the war before they arrived. So you need to understand that you have won the war before you arrive, because it's a spiritual warfare. You've won it. But what you need to understand is that you must follow instruction. That's what the children of Israel did. They followed instruction. That's how whatever was in the spirit materialized into reality, because they obeyed God. So obedience is very important in this instance, that you pray, stay prayed up. For some of you, you're going to need to fast. And like I said, deploy silence. Be quiet about your plans. It is not everybody that needs to know about this. Not right now. There will come a time and a place when they will know. But for right now, you pray, you fast, you stay silent, but you also do what you need to do. Fill in your DS-260. Do your vaccinations. Get your support documentation. Do all of what you're required to do in silence and prayerfully. And like I said, when you get time, please check out the book of Joshua chapter 6 and read and understand what the children of Israel did to conquer. They were very obedient in this instance. They exercised the will of God. And that's how they came out of it. So for some of you, you're needing to be transported from where you are, wherever you are on the continent of Africa. You're needing to be transported from there to here across the Atlantic. And for many of you, it will require prayer. Nothing other than that. Nothing other than that. It will require prayer. So if you hear this and you know that this is your message, please do as is required. Get on your knees. For me, I had in my house, in Nairobi, I was living in Nairobi, I had a prayer wall. My kitchen was in such a design that there was a wall erected between my kitchenette and my living area. And I used that area as a prayer wall. And I was very serious. I didn't used to like anybody touching that area. It was very serious. I didn't like anyone touching it or putting items on it of any kind, because I was like, this is where I come for my prayers. And I urge you to have somewhere in your home where, you create a sanctuary for God and come there all the time and pray. Ask the Lord to intervene. Ask Him to intervene and ask Him to give you the faith to believe that, you don't need to intervene. You don't need to get in His way. All you need to do is just have faith, pray, believe, and do what you need to do. So that's what I came here to say, guys. I hope this message helps somebody out there. And like I said previously, this is just for particular people. It's not everybody that may resonate with this, but I do know that there's someone who is going to resonate with this. And if you are the one, please take it and run with it. All right. Have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye-bye.